Buggers, which was just the most amazing map that you drew. You're still trying to work it out, aren't you?
Yes, I'm trying to remember it. It's a long time ago.
It is a long time ago, but you'll be fine, I know. Now, parish councils might be the third tier of local government, responsible for smaller local services such as parks, maybe community centres and allotments, but one Gloucestershire community would love one. The housing estate of Hunts Grove near Junction 12 of the M5, currently divided between Hardwick and Haresfield parish councils, and because it's a privately managed estate, it doesn't currently benefit from council funding. But as part of a review of the parish council boundaries by Stroud District Council, Hunts Grove could be allowed to create its own parish. Mark's with me now, Mark Ryder, founder of the Hunts Grove Residents Association. Morning to you.
Good morning, Mark.
We remember when you were being built. We remember when Kings... It's funny, isn't it? All these names that we remember over the last few years, and now it's there, it's a reality. You live there. Before we go into the details, can you just explain the community? What it feels like to live at Hunts Grove?
It feels... It really has its own identity. Because of this strong marketing by the developers, they've really created an identity with the name of Hunts Grove. Remembering that Hunts Grove is surrounded by Kingsway, by Haresfield, by Hardwick, but residents actually associate with the name Hunts Grove.
Why Hunts Grove? Just explain why it's called Hunts Grove.
Well, it's really fascinating because there's about an acre of woodland there. If you look back at maps from the 1600s, that same area of woodland is still there. That's actually behind my house, and that's been protected for the future. So that won't be built on, and that's where Hunts Grove gets its name from.
Okay. So why do you want to become a parish? Why do you want to have a parish council?
There's that strength of identity to Hunts Grove. Residents don't think, where do you live? I live in Haresfield or I live in Hardwick. They say, we live in Hunts Grove. Hunts Grove is surrounded on three sides by the railway, by the M5 motorway and the A38 trunk road. So we're quite isolated, even though we're in the middle of everything. And that also means that stops people just wandering into the village. It's a little bit on the outside. And because it's an urban centre that will have ultimately 7,000 residents in that area, it has an urban feel rather than a rural feel that the rest of the edge of Gloucestershire has.
So if you became a parish council, I know Stroud District are considering it at the moment, what power would that give you over the next 5, 10, 15 years that you wouldn't be able to achieve if you weren't a parish council?
Well, that's a good question, because three of the founders of the Hunts Grove Residents Association are also parish councillors for Hardwick.
Right.
And being three of 11 councillors means that in terms of budget decisions, etc., we're a small voice within a larger parish. Hunts Grove does have its own needs, as you mentioned, because of a management company and it being a private estate. The parish council can't do what it would normally do in that area for residents. So by having our own parish council, it's about budget, it's about democracy, but it's also about focusing on the things that can make a difference for people in Hunts Grove, which will be much more about the planning for the future and community events and bringing the community together.
Does it get you something like a village hall? Possibility of having a pub, possibility of having all those stereotypical things that bind a community together. Would that make any difference?
Well, those things are coming. Things are really speeding up at Hunts Grove, and the community hall will be one of the features that will be coming in the next couple of years. But as Hunts Grove is split currently between two parishes, who gets the village hall?
Oh, okay. on that cliffhanger, will you keep us up to date?
Absolutely.
We caught Stroud District. Obviously, it's part of they're debating at the moment. Do you know when you'll find out?
The residents have to give their final feedback on the comments by May the 6th, and then Stroud District Council will vote on it in June or July, and then the decisions will be announced in July. Okay,
Mark, thank you. Interesting. Kingsway did consider forming a parish council 10 years ago, but eventually decided not to due to a lack of support, and therefore still part of Quedgley. Obviously, Mark's here possibly to get that support even more fervently. Well, we'll let you know how that goes. Morning to you at 7:49. Welcome along to Tuesday morning. One big international story today. Cardinal George